Hey everyone, JCS StarCraft here, bringing you Game 2 of the third place match between Tarson and DIMAGA. So, action getting started here on Blistering Sands, and DIMAGA going to be spawning as the blue Zerg. Tarson is going to be spawning as the red Terran. Tarson up right now 1-0, and in the previous game just had some good luck with those Banshees. Came in, caught DIMAGA a little bit off guard, and ultimately kind of pushed him back in his economy. So will Tarson be able to repeat on this game? Of course, the Zerg versus Terran was one of the most, I think, possibly controversial. I don't know, maybe not controversial, but everyone was kind of expecting these matches to occur. I am very happy to see that there was a Zerg versus Terran all the way into the semifinals and the finals as well. A lot of players feel like Terran is largely imbalanced at this point, especially against Zerg. A lot of players are kind of, if you did watch Muro's play, he did try to cheese those Reapers, something that's very favorable to Terran players right now, and Zerg players have a very hard time countering that. Both DIMAGA and Hydra have been opting for that early speedling, so getting the extractor before their spawning pool goes down has been DIMAGA's response to that, and he did a really good job microing his speedlings to try to counteract, was really able to hold off Muro from doing a good amount of damage. Right now, it looks like Tarson going to be getting pretty standard 12 racks, 13 refinery, and getting the orbital at 15. So Tarson doesn't favor that early Reaper cheese as much. I'm calling it cheese because it's just so hard for a Zerg player to defend against, and it's a single unit from the Terrans that can kind of go out and really restrict a Zerg player from holding his expansion or anything of that sort. So it looks like Extractor going down. Extractor spawning pool yet once again. Speedling's going to be on the map. DIMAGA, a very strong Zerg player, of course, and very good micro with his units. So he really utilizes those Speedlings to their extent. But I think one of the complaints is that, and it looks like a Tech Lab is going down, so we might be seeing those Reapers this game after all from Tarson. Let's see if he's going to go Reaper right away. And if he's going to be researching that Nitro Pack. He does have enough right now. Maybe got that gas a little bit earlier than I thought, but does have enough right now to get the Nitro Pack right away. And is that Reaper coming out? Yes, it is. So Nitro Pack coming down right away as well. DIMAGA now going to have to try to do his best to defend with his Speedlings. And taking that second Extractor away from Tarson at this point. Really doesn't want him to get massive amounts of gas so he can pump out tons of Reapers, and this Reaper going to be temporarily distracted to try to take out the Extractor at this point, giving DIMAGA a little bit of time to kind of bulk up. And right now Tarson trying his very best to block off that expansion from going down. A few lings out on the field right now for DIMAGA, and what I haven't seen a lot of is that DIMAGA has not had to rely on throwing down spine crawlers to defend against the Reapers. He largely has been able to micro his lings to do the best that they can. Extractor about to fall pretty soon as this lone Reaper is just chucking its D8 charge. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the D8 charge at it. So Extractor going down, and Tarson really wants that second Extractor up so he can pump out these Reapers as quickly as possible. Two now out on the field. Might be waiting for the Nitro Packs to finish, which they will be very soon. Meanwhile, looks like DIMAGA feels confident enough, even though he knows the Reapers are there. I mean, like, his Extractor was just blasted away by it, but still feels confident enough to take his expansion. And if he can hold this off, as he did with Muro on Blistering Sands, then he should be at a very strong advantage against his opponent. Looking at the unit count right now, 14 lings out on the field. DIMAGA very patient with his lings and just waits until he can get in there and really get that surround on the Reapers, which is crucial to stopping them from kiting all the way through. Now it looks like Tarson's going to be waiting a bit for that critical mass, or might be pushing ahead with 3 Reapers. One of Muro's mistakes, I think, was pushing ahead too early with the Reapers, as they aren't able to get enough. They aren't really able to effectively kite against this many lings. Just going to watch the Reapers at this point, kind of follow them. What will Tarson do? I think he's just trying to poke around, waiting for more reinforcements. A critical mass of Reapers seems to be around like 5 or 6 to effectively push in. But right now, DIMAGA has started to saturate, or at least has a queen at his expansion as well. And right now, 4 Reapers for Tarson going to be pushing in. I think one more on the way. Reapers now testing it out, trying to see what they can get, and the Lings go in first round. Will they be able to get it off in time? DIMAGA not even trying to attack, but just trying to get in front of the Reapers, which is vital for them. Reapers on this map have a lot of cliffs to jump up and down and harass. DIMAGA going to try to get in there, but going to try to poke away. Is he going to be able to stop it in time? And the Queen now coming out and trying to take some shots at them while they're below. Great job by the Queen, and poking at them, forcing Tarson to run away from that cliff. Are there any more Reapers coming at this point? Yes, there are 3 more Reapers, so Tarson now trying to use the speed of his Reapers to constantly try to harass, although the creep is connected and a Roach is out for DIMAGA as well to try to hold out this massive Reaper attack. Reapers now trying to kite their way in, and this has been, I think, the big complaint about Zerg versus Terran is these Reapers. Ever since LZ Gamer, I think, made it very popular to do mass Reapers against Zerg, it has been very difficult for Zerg players to defend against, and a lot of the early game is trying to go this strategy. So right now, trying to get rid of that creep, although the creep is connected between the 2 bases, and more Roaches out on the field for DIMAGA. Looks like he will be able to effectively hold off. Tarson hasn't been able to do much damage. Looking at the units lost tab, just a handful of Lings lost for DIMAGA, and Tarson now trying to push ahead. Can he get this layer out and down? Or no, it looks like he's gonna, oh my gosh, not a good position for Tarson to be in at all. He has nowhere to run. A very unfortunate kite pattern for Tarson, and almost all his Reapers are gonna go down. So I think mistake by Tarson to run back here. Unfortunately, it just looks like he just lost a whole bunch of his Reapers, and now DIMAGA gonna be pushing out and knocking on the expansion of Tarson as well. Already has a few Roaches working on the back door. Tarson trying to set up a bunker there. But will this be enough? Switching over to Marauders as the Terran players do because they have those tech labs down, and his opponent is going Roaches. So Marauders is going to start firing right now, and DIMAGA going to be sending in this Overlord, which he might think is sacrificial, but might not be. Looking at the army tab, 64 over 54. Tarson currently supply block, trying to bring in reinforcements from all sides. Might be able to hold off this attack. Does have a good number of... Oh, and going to just sacrifice that, or salvage the bunker that doesn't want it to go down. Meanwhile, it looks like DIMAGA set in his Lings to take out this expansion and is able to run it in at this point. Just going to be poking around, and Tarson looks like he's going to be losing the expansion. He's probably going to lift off at some point pretty soon, as soon as that finishes. Battle going on 2 fronts. DIMAGA now 76 over 53. Unfortunately, Tarson had to try to battle 2 fronts and was unable to do it. Lings coming in for a surround, and Roach is coming in for a surround as well. Tarson trying his very best to try to run away and try to kite. He really needs to kite with these units. Can't just stand there, and finally able to kite away, but unfortunately just doesn't have enough. Great job by DIMAGA, who most of the time has gone Muta Ling, but instead this game just decides to retaliate and push in with those Roaches and able to take out Tarson. So evening out the score 1-1 at this point. This was in JCS StarCraft. Going to be shoutcasting the next few games, and I am signing off.